Hey, welcome to the channel, Guns, Ammo, and Drones here. As you can see today, we've got the Smith & Wesson FDE. It's the M&P 2.0 9mm. This is the 5-inch barreled version. This is one of the guns that was entered in the MHS trials for the Army's new pistol, which obviously lost to the P320. And you can check out my other videos. I've got 3 other videos of that gun, that won, the P320. I'll be honest with you, I've been a big Smith & Wesson fan for 30, 40 years at least. When I was much younger, I went through the police academy up in Ohio and was a cop for a few years, and my first duty weapon was a Smith & Wesson Model 67 revolver. Quickly transitioned over to the 3rd gen Smith & Wessons at that point, which back in the 80s and even into the 90s and 2000s, I mean, these guns were absolutely amazing. So obviously to say Smith & Wesson has carried on the tradition of just making top-notch top-notch semi-auto pistols, and this one here is certainly no exception. I was really excited to get this one. I've got the compact version of this one, in black. I just love this FDE color. It's new, so there's something just really cool about it. Military, you know, as far as the desert tan colors and whatnot. But this gun here is absolutely amazing. The fit and the finish of this gun, the overall just color scheme, everything that it's got, all the features on it, everything's ambidextrous. It's just a really fantastic gun. Let's start down here at the bottom. Magazine, obviously. Base plate is FDE also. This is a 17 round magazine, so that gives you 18 rounds inside this gun. It is clear, there's nothing inside. I do have the magazines loaded because that's the way they stay in my home. And doing a video here today is gonna be no exception, but there is not one in the chamber for my safety. And so basically we start down here, standard Smith & Wesson magazine. As far as the grip texture, it's what I've expected from Smith & Wesson lately, as far as having this really rough sandpapery awesomeness that completely wraps around the grip of the gun with these interchangeable back straps, which I'm not even sure which one I have on here right now. But for me, it feels great. It's probably the medium, and it comes with 3 or 4 of them. So, but one of the things that I really like about this gun, I'm going to kind of jump right up to the slide because I find that really important. This Armor Night finish, boy, what a great name for a finish, Armor Night, because this finish is flawless in my opinion. I'm not sure what history you guys have had and what experience you've had with the Armor Night finish on these Smith & Wesson pistols, but my experience is it's almost bulletproof. It's a very good finish. I really do wish some of these other manufacturers would start taking some cues from Smith & Wesson with this finish, because it's absolutely amazing. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and take off this O-Light here. This is the PL Mini. I ended up ordering it because it was the FDE, what they considered FDE, but it's more of a coppery color, but we're gonna keep that off the gun for now. So basically, it is a M2.0. You guys have probably seen plenty of videos on them. You've shot them, you've bought them and owned them and enjoyed them just as much as I have. All the features on this gun are completely ambidextrous. So anything that you need to do, except for the takedown lever, that one obviously is just this side of the gun. But as far as your grip safety, frame safety, I'm sorry. If you're into safeties, that's fine. If you're not, that's completely fine. I have my ideas on them. I don't mind them one bit. A lot of my pistols do have the manual safety that's on it. And there are times where it's not just me shooting. You know, we've got teens in the house and we will go visit friends and family, and they might have other kids that are younger but still want to learn how to shoot responsibly, and with that safety up, that is how I hand them this gun or other guns that do have the manual safety. and just explain to them, hey, it's on safe right now, so you could pull the trigger. I'm not, you're not going to tell them that really, but you could pull the trigger and it's not going to go off, just like it's not going off right now. But let them know that that is a safety, and guns do have safeties. Your first safety is your finger and your brain, because these guns are not going to go off unless you have that finger on that trigger, okay? And then you get into the safeties on the slide, or on the slide actually, or the frame itself. So I don't mind those one bit. As far as the other ambidextrous controls would be, obviously, your slide stop. And so this gun actually is only a slide stop, because you could have the super grip of your thumb, you could have the strongest thumb in the world, and you probably are not going to get this thing to go down, because it's pretty darn tough to get down with your thumb. I like using that as a slide release on any gun that I've got that works good. Smith & Wessons, they're just a little bit harder. I can probably get it to go, but I need help. 2 hands. So anyway, I use that as a slide stop and a slide release. That's just the way I've been doing it. I really like it. A lot of the other safety features that are in the gun, other than your finger and the manual safety here, would be your trigger safety. Okay, so it's got this 2-piece trigger. As you can see, most semi-auto pistols now have it, where you have to engage this bottom part first, and it will send that little piece. There you go, you can see it. Okay, that's your other safety that's with this gun. And a few other safeties, technically they're kind of safeties, would be a so that you know that it's loaded, would be your loaded chamber indicator right here on top. So when there's a loaded barrel, it's got a round in it, that thing pops up and there's a little red indicator to visually let you know that the pistol is loaded. And then if you're in the dark, you can feel it, so it's tactile. It's great, I love it. I don't mind those either. Some pistols have them, some pistols don't, and that's great. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one down and show you the other safety that's inside, which would be your firing pin safety. And basically it's that little knob, that little piece of metal right there that's round. Some are round, some are egg shaped, or some are square, some are little notches, but that is your other safety that's inside. So this basically, when you pull the trigger, there's a movement in here, as you can see, this little piece right there, okay, that engages that little piece of metal, that round piece of metal, pushes it up into the frame, or up into the slide, and it disengages the firing pin trigger safety, firing pin safety, sorry. So these guns are very, 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 very safe. All right, and when you put it back together, you just basically slide it, lock that takedown lever back in, and you guys are good to go. This gun is amazing to shoot. Just a long sight radius. I think it's about 7 to 7.5 inches from back here to right here, and it gives you a great sight picture. The feel of the gun is amazing, even though it is a very long gun. This is a long slide for the most part. It's 5-inch. It's a great feeling gun as far as the balance of the pistol in your hand. Now, when you start adding lights, which this is a smaller one, but you could add the full-size O light, or you could go with a stream light. That really starts to add weight to the front end, which is fine. The gun's still manageable for anybody that wants to shoot it. It does come with 2 magazines. Since I have these out here, I'm just gonna let you know that there's 2 magazines in them. Nice box, if you want to talk about boxes. Other than that, the gun is just a fantastic shooting gun. And actually, surprisingly, this one here came from Bud's Gun Shop, which I do like to buy from Bud's. It was a fantastic deal, and I'm not sure why, to be honest with you. This one here was about $400, but it's such a great value at that kind of price. And it's the only one on their website that was like that. It was 400. Then for some reason you got up into the other guns just like this. I mean, they were exactly the same. They were up into 550, and I really didn't understand what the big difference was between them. Maybe you got an extra magazine, maybe you got a nicer box. I really don't know. But fantastic gun, fantastic gun. It's got the steel frame inside here to add a little bit of structural stability to the front of the gun, because it is a little bit longer than your normal pistol, I guess. So if you guys are thinking about getting the M&P line, the compact, which is about the size of the Glock 19, and this one here is a little bit longer than the Glock 17, get it. It's a great deal. Go to Bud's or anywhere else that you like to shop for guns, and pick one of these up. You're not going to be disappointed. I will post another video with some shooting and talking about the gun a little bit more. Just to let you know, it is a very flat shooting gun, so with the extra slide material up here, it does add to the weight of the front of the gun. So when you are shooting it, you don't get as much muzzle rise, which makes for a much more accurate follow-up shots. It's a great gun, just a fantastic gun. Guys, go get one. You won't be disappointed. Talk to you soon. Thanks.